right, good morning, everyone. Live from Los Angeles. All right, so it is 5:15 in the morning, so I'm up, ready to rock and roll. So I'm starting a little early because need to get prepped and ready for the day. Couple things I want to talk about. We're moving up. Okay, so basically what this is telling me is that it is earnings seasons. Um, they're buying into Powell. Okay, so we got Powell on the books. Powell's up. That's what's coming up is on Tuesday. They're gonna take this puppy up as high as they can into Powell. So that's fine. Let them take it up. Couple things I want to talk about. So this is the daily time frame here. We're going to be talking about the setups, potential setups, which ways the order flow, what are the squeezes, what are the TAs for today on the E-minis S&P 500. So if we look at the SPX, which we only trade about 6.5 hours, this is like the American market only. We're going to be going into the E-mini just in a little bit. But if you trade this system, right, if you look at the trading system, we're going to have all moving averages about to squeeze right now, which is kind of telling me that if this thing breaks 4,000, there is a possibility maybe it can go to 4,100 and fulfill that gap. It definitely looks like it's going to fulfill the gap right up here, which is roughly around 40.13. So we're close to that. We're at 39.98. So more than likely, I think we're already there. It's probably going to go there. Okay, that is a very, very hard number. If it does break there, then the next level up is going to be this hard number where we sold off, which is around 4,200. We sold off pretty hard in that area. So that is a possibility. Do they take it up there? Maybe, possibly, but that is going to be extremely, extremely hard. Now the Nasdaq squeeze, the Nasdaq is squeezed off this 12,000 area and exploded to 12,600. So about 12,000 to 600 points on the NQs. Again, Russell, same type of thing, off the 1700 or 1760, 1776. Let's say 1770 and round it out, and it pretty much went to 1836. So that is on a Russell. All right, so let's go in here. E-minis overnight action. We'll go into here. Overnight action. Let's take a look. No. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's weird. Okay. All right, having a little bit of technical difficulty here, which is okay. Not okay, but there we go. Okay, so let's go into the E-minis. Look at it from this point of view. The E-minis overnight, don't know why that's being wonky. All right, so E-minis overnight. So we're going to be looking at the Asian markets, looking at a 10-minute time frame here. Let me take myself off so we can have more real estate here. The E-minis overnight, as you can tell, right at that, right after the market did push for that 4,000. So we did push right after the market closed, and you can tell at 4,000 is pretty hard. It sold off immediately back down into this 39.86. So again, sold off about 15, 20 points. So we're going to be looking at this key area. If it can take out that 4,004, an alert is going to go up there, and then it's possibly telling me that that can go higher. I'm going to point out a couple things here that I noticed. Let's put the supply and demand zones up here. So now pre-market here, this is the Asian market. It's a roughly Asian market open up right at this 2100. So you can tell there was a peak pre-market. So 2200, which is what the official open happened, which is probably right in here at 38, let's say 38.89, 38.90. And then it closed right at this 4. So roughly we're kind of opening up a little bit higher. What I'm noticing right now, right, it's between 39.92. So we have two markets here. I'm going to say that the Asian market, this is where the Asian market took it here, okay? So, and you can tell that the lows were, again, they're taking it up into Powell. So, this is where the lows came in. As you can tell, pretty solid here, right around this 39.80 to about 39.96, 39.92. You can tell really tight, really tight. Okay. Right now we're taking it back up, so I think that the European market's kind of taking it towards the highs. It's probably going to take it up here, right at this level here. So again, we're going to see again. It's going to break out, retest. Is this going to be another level of retest, which is an A entry? And then we're going to see if it can take out this 4,004. If it takes out 4,004, then it can really run. Or is it going to come back down to these levels right here? Don't know. Things I want to point out to you. If my, is this working now? Let's see if it works. Or is it still being wonky? It's being a little wonky. What we can do, we're going to load class up and just start from fresh and see if this thing can give us a new set of class, which I'm going to make that as well. Perfect. And then what we're going to do, we're going to erase that one because it's not cooperative. Close. Okay, so now we have class. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. We're talking about the E-minis. This is the daily time frame. Couple of things I want you to look at. We broke out of a 50-day moving now. We broke out of a major trend line, and the MACDs are breaking above zero. Now, this is very bullish. This is telling me from the break of this MACD that this movement, even though it's going sideways, is starting to pick up legs. Now, it is not extremely bullish. It's not like a V entry. It's not like if I draw this, it's not coming down where it's coming down and it's getting a V entry. It's not like that. It's actually slowly progressing. And I think that the market is being a little bit cautious, okay? They like what they hear so far with the banks. They're trying to pick a bottom because people are positioning, they're buying the right stocks, and then if it goes, it can go, right? But more likely, remember, 70 to 80% of stocks that break out of a entry. We talked about this in class. If you're interested in the class, you can go to Patreon. The link is on the bio. But basically, you go in there, it broke out, comes back and retest. It looks like we're probably going to have one of those. But 4,000 is pretty strong. I drew this trend line right here because it is falling. It is finding higher highs, higher lows in the candlestick formation. We don't know what this is going to produce. Today is Friday. This week has been a very good week for the market. So again, following this trend line. Now I want you to think of this trend line on the NASDAQ much stronger than before, in bullish territory right here. But let's go back into the E-minis. If you want to know what that trend line looks like, well, here's the hourlies, right? So the hourly basis, we can tell that it's using the 50-day moving average. And the trend line that I drew on the dailies, on the E-minis, this is the 50-day moving average in a shorter time frame, much more focused, because you can tell it is bouncing off the 50-day in this time frame. So again, the squeezes are getting tighter, as you can tell. Let's see if this thing has one more pop, if it bounces off the 50, and if it can take out that 4,005. This is an ascending triangle, and it usually happens towards the end. Is a continuation pattern. I'll draw it out for you so you can understand, but basically it looks something like this. We have price coming up on top, and then price is coming, squeezing into the triangle. So the difference between this and this, it could pop. Now remember, this usually happens towards the end. Now this can also fail. If we see a squeeze, it's probably going to fail and come down to these levels and then maybe linger here. And that is a possibility. I gave you those levels on Patreon. Remember also that the levels on Patreon are also key levels. They're not exact science. They're basically a point where that we see a lot of institutions that something could happen. Now, that means it can happen up, it can happen down. And I'll give you an exact number of what I can use as that reference for Tesla. But let's, what we're noticing here, that this is going up. We see this losing steam, as we can see in here. So again, can I have another pop? It's still very bullish. The market's on the hourly basis. Now, on the 15-minute time frame, you see the same thing. We see it go up, consolidate, go up, consolidate, go up, consolidate. If this thing breaks through, it looks like it wants to break that 4,000 and fill that gap. That is a natural thing for the E-minis to do. It looks like it probably wants to do it pre-market. Okay, so that's probably what's going to happen. Let's see if it does. Let's see how it reacts to that 4,004. Does it go back? Does it pull back, regain strength, and break through? Don't know. All right, let's go into here it is. So we look at the VIX. The VIX in a much longer time frame, the VIX much longer time frame. You can tell that something big happened recently because it broke this key level of 23. So that means that fear is dying down, which correlates that they're taking it up into Powell. Now, next level for the VIX is probably going to be right here, right at this basing pattern where we feel came in, which is around 18. Remember, if you've been following me, 18 has been pretty much the key for a bullish market. So if we start breaking below 18, then we can probably go higher. That is going to tell me that all systems are go and fear has diminished. But 18 is a key level to tell me that fear is at the bottom range of fear, and we're going to be looking at that. Now we're currently at 2023. Let's see how this market reacts today. As far as Tesla, because I want to talk about Tesla. Tesla had a bunch of shorts, and yesterday, as I wrote all day in the Patreon, we set this up. We set it up perfectly for earnings. It did exactly what we're supposed to do. After earnings, there is a Tesla short. It looks like they're going after the shorts, and the shorts are covering. So basically, yesterday's movement, as you can tell, Tesla is moving just like if I go into the hourly time frame, because you can see how Tesla is reacting. Right at July 14th, it hit this 780, right? Or it hit this 750 and reacted. And yesterday, when it broke that 780, which I talked about pre-market, it took off. Well, guys, 780 is an order flow level. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you don't see 780 selling off, then that is a potential where the opposite is happening and they're taking it up. As you can tell, 780 is where institutions that they were selling at this level are now buying, and there's a lot of activity happening at 780. And from 780, it went up to 815 pretty fast. So you had about 35 points. This is how you trade order flow, guys. We look at the market internals, but right now Tesla looks like it wants to go. If Tesla right now, if I look at Tesla, I have to go back here to see what levels we have here. You got 855, pretty hard. It could go back up there, and then you got this 955. There's somewhere in there at 900 as well. So again, if Tesla can take out those numbers, then it looks pretty good. Watch Tesla. Tesla goes up. I think the market stays up. What else? Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs had a nice run, guys. So if we look at Goldman Sachs, it's really hard for the SPX to sell off if the banks are up. Bank right now are 326. They're going up. Nice moves on Goldman Sachs. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up. So again, MicroStrategy does announce earnings. For some reason, this is not working. Okay, not a problem. But simple, we set this up here on YouTube on Monday. I said if MicroStrategy goes up, that more than likely we're going to see. If Bitcoin goes up, MicroStrategy can go up. As you can tell, I drew that thing, the triangle at 300. We hit 300. We can probably go 305. Watch it. This thing can probably move, and we'll see. All right. What else came up here? Let's look at AXP. That had a good move. Snapple, again, AXP had a good move pre-market. It's at 155. They came out with good earnings so far, and that's what the market's waiting. Again, guys, trade what we see here. Looking at E-minis. E-minis right now. Let me see. What is this, right? Is this 8 o'clock? Okay, so I'm a little bit delayed here. 8:32. No, I'm right on target. 8:30. 8:30. Okay, so we're right there. Again, selling off this 4,000. Let's see what this happens. Let's see what it produces. Exciting day. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right, guys. I'll see you in the chat. I'll be on live for about the first hour, and then I'll be in and out of the day for today. Good luck today. Go out there, go get it, and stay green, stay frosty. If you're interested in joining us and learning, go on, join the Patreon group. A lot of free goodies, a lot of goodies that we give. Plays for the week. We give plays, weekly plays, and go out there, stay green, stay green, stay green. Go out there, go get it. All right, take care, take care, take care. Bye-bye.